Hey folks, how you doing? It's Deepak here from the CV Guy, cvguy.com. So, several people have been asking me how it is that I conduct company research when preparing an applicant for a potential interview or for the application itself. It's one of the most common questions that we're asked across every job that we'll apply for at some point, which is, of course, why do you want to work for the company, or, what do you know about the company, or just basically outlining your knowledge and suitability for the role as well as fitting in with the wider organization. So I'm going to take you through some of the steps that I'd use to make sure that I can answer that question to the highest degree possible. And I'm going to take an example that I prepared just yesterday evening for a client of mine. So the company here is Centrica. So the question reads, tell us what you will find personally motivating about performing in a graduate role with Centrica. So it says that you must talk about specific activities, tasks, and responsibilities in the role that you will enjoy, examples of when you've been involved with similar activities, tasks, and responsibilities, and what aspects of Centrica's business operations attract you the most. So we're going to focus specifically on the actual company related information to begin with. So it's the Customer Insights program. So let me show you what I do. So first of all, I do like working in the cloud, and I would encourage you to work and do the same for when you're sharing your documents or work with other people. So let's just create an example folder here, and inside there we can put as you can see, we can create a shared folder. The created item will have the same sharing permissions as a selected folder. I'm already sharing this folder with one of the members of staff in the team, and this can be Centrica example. So let's just take the question here and put it into here. So this is what we need to know. So I'll show you what I'll begin doing. First of all, I'll gather information about the actual program itself. So we'll just quickly Google Centrica Customer Insights Graduate. That should be enough in terms of a keyword search to bring it up. And even though the spelling is slightly incorrect, don't worry, Google should typically recognize if the program is well known enough, what you're actually searching for. So we've got it here, and apparently the server's not been found. Let's open up and see if it's working for. Okay, perfect. So it's working for us in Chrome. So bear with me while I just pull open the same document in Drive. So whilst we're waiting for that to load, here we go, in fact. Okay, so we go to the CV Guy, and apparently no such luck. Let's return to here. So this is the insight. So I'll often split the screen in half so I can drag and drop information across quite quickly, or copy and paste rather. And the program I used to use to do that on a Mac is called Cinch, so I'd recommend you having a look at that. So it's a customer insight program, so we know that it's 2.25 years. So we're going to look at interesting features we'd like to discuss. We wouldn't necessarily discuss salary because we never want to give the impression that we're in it for the money, so to speak. So what is the headline of the role? To deliver consumer, you can just copy and paste this in, I believe, in fact, perhaps. Deliver consumer and market insights. There you go. That drive customer impacting decisions. So we'll just stick that in there for now. It's 200 degree of a numerical subject, so we can, depending upon your subject, for example, in the instance of this student, I know that she was studying psychology, so we perhaps underline numerical elements of her role to relay the suitability. Now, what else? End-to-end customer experience. It's quite a nice phrase. And what else do we have here? Combining advanced analytics with a huge variety of market research techniques. We'll create powerful insights into who the customers are, how they think. So this is that section there, and Tom Slade. But let's also have a look at Insight Graduate. It's all about understanding what our customers really want from us and driving the positive change to meet their needs. So let's keep having a look. So Tom Slade, he's not range of analytical project management skills. It's not said anything too mind-blowing. Let's have a look at what Alistair Mark says. Spent 10 weeks on a summer internship. Speed in which the energy market is capable of changing. That's quite a cool phrase. So we could also, put that in here. So we'd write Alistair Mark, and his phrase was that, and he was a 2013 graduate. That's what we put there. Or rather, better, from Centrica's point of view, it's a key difference. Although he's a graduate, he was a, let's have a look, summer intern 2012 at Centrica. So that's the other section. So let's get back again now. Okay, so it doesn't appear that there's too much more information about the actual Customer Insights program. We've got obviously the different programs here. Find your program. So we then look at, okay, who we're looking for. So now we're beginning to flesh out the information that we're going to use to draw upon to write our actual who Centrica want to write the answer. So let's have a look who we're looking for. It's always useful to have a look at who we're looking for. So they're 150 leaders. So I put developed 150 plus leaders. So we may use that later. And then we have the idea of being developed 150 leaders to date, being one team, and seeing, I mean, you can pick and choose from here, seeing beyond our own goals. I quite like that expression. So that's the second area to look. So you begin by looking at the program, then you look at who Centrica want. Academic qualifications we already know about. Putting customers first, it's kind of covered in the Customer Insights role. Learning agility, learn from experience to perform in new and changing situations. That's quite a useful one. It's not directly, that doesn't directly come up in the actual role itself, but we'd like to include it. So that's who Centrica want. Let's have a look also at training and development. Learning. Okay, we adopted a blended learning approach. Training. So these are the areas I would recommend looking at across any company. So at Centrica, we adopt the blended learning approach. Take that there, into there it goes. Through placement, self-driven learning. Program is made up of the core development program, focused on self-awareness, followership, and leadership in the second. This so I'm just looking to see if there's any other phrases, key turn or keynote phrases, let's say, that are likely to be recognized amongst the literature that they do have. So this is, I think, that's the year in industry, apprenticeships. No, I'd say that these are the important things to look at. You can also have a look at video profiles, because sometimes they can contain snippets of quite interesting stuff. Career profile, Centrica in a word. Let's have a look at that.
Motivational.
Reliable. Inspiring.
Progression.
Exciting.
Stimulating. Diverse.
So I already know that I probably couldn't reference this in the actual answer, and it's one worders, so perhaps not the best thing to look at. Let's have a look at career profile of this lady, see if she has anything to say.
of 35 people responsible for managing the UK gas portfolio. Some of the activities that we do are market modelling and analytics, asset optimisation. We also manage the commodity costs for our downstream electricity team. A lot of the training is actually activities for me to progress through.
She said something about training here, so I'm having a quick look to see what it was that she said.
In those markets. I've also been on various leadership training courses, looking at managing people and inspiring them to achieve. For me, it's about...
Perfect. So this lady, core people, we could put it if we want to. I mean, you can decide what these sections might be. Cordy O'Hara, who is head of gas portfolio, singles out so this is quite a useful name to drop, to mention. She also talks about, she's a head of gas, of course. She talks about leadership development programs for learning how to get the best out of people. Get the best out of people. So I'd say that that's sufficient there for the time being. And now let's start looking at some other stuff. So we want to have a look at some general company information to see what comes up if Chrome so pleases us. Let's go back to, here we go. Okay, so let's have a look. Centrica Wiki. Perfect. Okay, so we're beginning to develop the outline here. I'm just going to standardize the text. Arial. Let's make that all 11. Let's make that all highlight none. Text black. And then the program there. Who Centrica one there. Training there. People there. And now we're going to do some company stats. So these are the things that we can just name drop. So largest supplier of gas to domestic customers in the UK. That's one thing. That's obviously quite a good thing to mention. One thing. Let's also have a look. We're looking for interesting information, basically. Their revenue in 2013 was 25.6 billion. This is the important part of showing commercial awareness of what the company, how the company is actually going. So Ian Coyne is their chief executive. Ian Conn even. Take up the position to Group CEO at Centrica 1st of January. Ah, interesting. So if he took over on the 1st of January, of course today it's the 2nd of February, it's quite a useful and insightful thing that the average applicant won't know, and this is the important thing, of what's been going on with Centrica. So let's have a look. Former CEO Centrica. Here we go, it's Sam Laidlaw. Ian Conn, current chief exec since 1st of Jan, which means that Sam Laidlaw stepped down 31st December 2014. And let's just quickly see if it says that career July 2006. 2006 to 2014, so 8 years. Okay. Controversy, that's not going to be something we want to bring up. And there you go, already we're beginning to develop some quite interesting information about the company. So let's keep going and having a look at what else we can cover. So Ian Conn is the current chief executive. So they're the owners or trading as Scottish Gas, British Gas, which everyone has heard of. Well, you know, many have, at least in the UK. Market capitalization of 15 billion. Now, we may not use all of this information, but I mean, it's information that is easily searchable, that will show an above average knowledge of what's happening in the company. So this is why it's very important. And when you begin to put these all together, I'm just going to remove that, you can write a quite impressive answer. So history, let's have a look. We don't want to talk about controversies. It's not going to help us. We could talk about senior management. There's not a lot that's here. Well, there's nothing here that said that we don't know. So let's go back up again. We do want to know about, let's have a look at their origins. Doesn't really say about when Centrica started. Typically, I want to know what's been happening there. This is news. Okay, 2014, 2013, 2014. So there's 3 pieces of news there. So acquired. I can literally just copy paste these out, to be honest with you. 2013, they acquired. So let's go into a news section now, and as you'll see, this is also news. This is company stats. So I've moved the Sam Laidlaw and the Chief Con stuff down into news. So that's company news. 2014, March 2014, acquired Board Gay for 1.1 billion. Let's copy paste that in also. And then let's have a third piece of news. 2013, 2010. The reason it's 2010, which is a little bit, you know, it's 5 years ago now, so it's not immediately current. But what's interesting is that in August 2014, there's significant oil discoveries that have been made. So it's something that I presume Centrica would have been quite pleased about. So then I would tend to include this as to interesting news. So that's the second part. So let's just go ahead and, or rather, in fact, let me take that. That will change this format to the one that's above. There we go. Company stats, news. So you can continue building up a couple of things like this, and then I'd have a look at quickly Centrica, current number of employees. Let's have a look. I've already clicked on this before. Here we go, number of employees, and it's from CityWire, so it's likely to be accurate. So number of employees, let's go there, 37,000 basically. Centrica number of offices, let's say. Let's see what comes up. About Centrica. This is Centrica Energy, which isn't Centrica overall, I don't believe. So that's not immediately relevant. Immediately obvious, rather. Okay, so as you can see, we've been going at this about 18 minutes. It'd be faster, of course, when you do it independently. But you have a series of information about the program, who Centrica want, the training they do, people, some important thing about the head of gas portfolio, some company statistics, which is, you know, the largest supplier of gas. We've got their revenue, we've got who they trade as in the UK, their market capitalization, the number of employees. We've also got obviously the new chief exec stepping in, got some of the latest deals that they've been involved in, and then the final thing I'd say is Centrica company values. Let's have a look. Business principles, Centrica, or what's that? Responsibilities, values, and behaviors. So managing integrity, risk, community. Okay, these are policies that we probably won't look deeply into, but it's got, here we go, business principles. And we're applying to the customer insights program, remember, and let's have a look. Anything that relates to customer insights here? Oh, okay, perfect. Number 4, enhancing customer experiences and business partnerships. So that's a headline, which is part of, okay, perfect. So we put Centrica values, and we put our business principles. Number 4 is just copy paste that in, and again we'll do the same paint. There you go, Centrica values number 4. Okay, perfect. So between all of this, let's remove that. Alongside the person-specific, specific activities, tasks, and responsibilities in the role that you will enjoy. This is the company research that I would carry out to ensure that you answer a question that's above and beyond anything that your peers are likely to try and answer. And you could even Centrica donation. Let's see if they. So Centrica charity challenge. Centrica and one that was at 2004. So looking for anything they've done that's charitable. So let's have a look at the last year. Here we go, 11.1 million donation. So yeah, I mean it sounds almost like a fine, but the level of the deadline, the level of the donation is so significant that we could include this. So charitable works. There we go. So as you saw, I did a keyword search for Centrica donation. You could do Centrica charity. You could try any combination of things along those lines and just see what seems quite significant and within the last 18 months basically. So here are all of the answers that we have. Let's just expand this now. And this is how, going through these sections, who Centrica want, the program, training, people, company stats, news, Centrica values and charitable works, that you can put together an excellent answer. And thank you. I hope that this is insightful to you. And if you want more information, please feel free to contact me at thecvguy.com or click on the link just below this video. Thanks.